welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering Stage 1 of Igloo 2022 After Dark. It's Stage 1, but it was my fourth stage. And what did you have to do on this stage? Well, you had a start position on either side of the bay. Once the buzzer went off, you had 4 hanging steel targets, roughly about yay big, hanging down there at the end of the bay. You had to knock the 4 down. In the center, there was a tombstone target. You put a couple rounds into it. Dash over to the box on the other side of the bay and do the exact same thing. Hit the 4 knockdown targets, then engage that tombstone in the center. Go to the dump barrel that was between the 2 shooting positions. Ditch your rifle there. Go forward to the next shooting position, which was for your pistol. You had a trapezoid style box there. You switched over your pistol, and your target array was over on the left. You had 4 knockdown squares. In the center, you had 4 knockdown circles in a diamond formation. And over on the right, 4 more knockdown squares. Let's go ahead, take a look at my run, and talk about it on the other side.
Wrong targets, Les. In the very back.
Yeah.
All right. Back. There you go. Low right. Okay, get the paper. One more in front of you. And then you're going to have to come out into left and right. Low. Low. Alright, far. Finish the mode and
Okay, so parred out. Not the greatest outcome. However, why did I par out? Time. I spent too much time aiming in. I was the first shooter on this one. Didn't get things fully set before I stepped into that box, and by that I mean I didn't go walk the stage, and that was a mistake on my part. I did take some quick aiming downrange at those small steel targets that you had to knock down, and the one thing I realized that the dot in the center of the EOTech was the same size, or perhaps even a little bit larger than the target itself, and I'm like, I need maximum stability. So since I have a black label bipod on the rifle, I deployed it, went prone, and went and got the hits, and it just was going slow. I didn't even get all 4, but I realized time was clicking by, so I switched over, picked up that tombstone, moved over to the next shooting box, got 3 out of the 4 over there, again realizing time is clicking by and I'm not moving fast. Picked up that tombstone, ditched the rifle in the barrel, ran up, and when I got to that trapezoid shooting box where you had to do all the pistol stuff from, I got a little discombobulated, searching for targets that were right in front of me. However, picked them up, and that diamond formation kind of messed with me because it was, I knew I hit the center and I picked up the 2 outliers, but the 4th one was behind it. Luckily the RO clued me in. I went and collected it, went over to the right, but only got 2 of the 4 squares by the time par occurred. So didn't get a chance to go over to the left, so that was a lot of missed targets. Did not do anything to help my score. C'est la vie. It is what it is. I just need to go practice some more using passive night vision aiming. End of story. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at Scott's run. He rocked this stage, and let's show you how it's supposed to be done.
Stand by.
Okay, so stage one turned out to be the last stage of the daylight portion for me, just like it was for the night portion, and did things a little bit different. Let's go ahead and watch the run, and we'll talk about it when it's over.
Are you talking about the rail? The rail is black label bypass. I want to look at it.
Finish unload, show clear.
Okay, so I didn't par out, so that's always a good thing, but it wasn't the fastest time on record either. And what was that all about? Well, that was just me being slow in my offhand shooting. Those targets are pretty dang small for the rifle, or I should say for the rifle and my abilities apparently, because a lot of other shooters knocked them over with no frickin' problem, so that was me. One of the things that did present a problem, especially on the right but on the left as well, is this time of the day the temperature's well above freezing and the whole bay is turned into a mud pit. So every time you're knocking one of these steel targets down, they're going into the mud, they get hung back up, they're covered in mud, which makes them blend in really well with the berm. So there were times you're looking for the target going, I don't see it. What you were seeing was there's the beam, there's the colored stick that's the steel plates hanging on. You kind of just follow it down. It goes, the color ends there. That must be it. Pow. Wow, okay, I got it. Or no, I didn't. Let me try again. Either way, it doesn't really matter because I ended up taking way too much time getting those little ones again. Went through it. Came up with a better strategy when I got to the pistol section of this stage and just went from left to right instead of going center, then right, then left. Now, just went to the left, collected the four, go in the middle, collect them, and then collect the four on the right. And that was the trick to get in under par. Okay, stages 1 through 4 were pretty much mimicked in the day like they were in the night. And I think this gives a really good presentation on what you were seeing. I know some of the night footage through the Psionics is less than optimal, but by seeing it again in the day, even though performance might have varied amongst the shooter, you definitely get a gist for what was going on. But believe it or not, we're not done. The night stage was 4 stages, and that was constrained by local ordinance rules about how late we could shoot. So we had to get shooting technically even before the sun had fully set and darkness had fully set in. And we had to finish up at a very early hour, and just 4 stages were crammed into 3 hours. The fact that everybody got it in is really amazing and shows that everybody was really cooperating and working together. The daylight, though, you didn't have such time constraints, so we all got a good night's sleep, started out the next day, and we added on a 5th stage, which was a rifle stage, and we'll go into that tomorrow. We hope you're finding this coverage of Igloo 2022 After Dark helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in again.